They are waiting to see whether he's healthy enough to get through the week. If he can't go, P.J. Walker, Will Greer, split the reps in practice, one would start. And then, of course, there's the Drew Brees story. Ed Werder reported that the second opinions that were solicited by Drew Brees confirmed the original diagnosis of a collapsed lung and 5 fractured ribs on both sides of his body. Doctors have not yet told him a time frame, so we don't know how much time Drew Brees is going to miss. We do know he's going to miss some time. We just don't know how much, Laura.
Yeah, Drew Brees himself posted that he thought he'd be back pretty soon, but the doctor's kind of saying otherwise. More from Adam coming later in the show. And if the Saints start Jameis Winston, it's a complete 180 in terms of play style from Brees. Since joining the Saints in 2006, Brees ranked 65th out of 70 QBs with 1,000 passes in the air per attempt at 7.5 yards. And through his career, Winston's been way more aggressive, the most aggressive quarterback, in fact. The only guy averaging over 10 air yards per pass since we began tracking that sort of stuff 15 years ago. But we know it's also led to the turnovers. Coach Sean Payton, though, still refusing to commit to naming a starter for Sunday.
Sean, can you share any updates on your plans at the quarterback position this week?
No updates, Mike. I'm eating my bagel. I was hoping to be chewing it when you asked that question.
No update on Drew's injury status either, specifically?
Nope, nothing specific, yeah.
What kind of bagel? Is it everything bagel, or is it like sesame seed? Or
It's a poppy seed steamed bagel, which are hard to find, actually.
With cream cheese?
Yep.
Okay, we are not going to get derailed by bagels on this show, but I will say everything bagels are the way to go. Marcus, are you good with Sean Payton playing coy here on who's going to be the starting quarterback?
Yeah, don't interrupt me while I'm eating my damn bagel. That's number one. Number two is this, Els. Why would he? Why would he name a starter? The defense that is going to have to face the New Orleans Saints is going to have to go into the game with 2 game plans, because we know Jameis Winston more than likely will look more like what Drew Brees did. And then Taysom Hill, obviously the change-up guy. And maybe you run Taysom Hill out there at first. But the bottom line is this. It's to keep people off balance. This is so smart by Sean Payton. He understands that he's still evaluating what his plan will be as the week goes along and they get closer and closer to this game. So don't serve up anything for the squad that you're about to play against in order to give them a beat on who will be coming out there, who will be starting, what your game plan to be formulated around. I like exactly what he's doing, because it is such a difference between both quarterbacks that you have to prepare for 2 of them.
Yeah, you know, Adam, I feel like we're all just acting like Jameis Winston's going to be the starter and assuming that, but should we be living in that world?
Well, listen, I don't think the Saints have made a decision here yet. Sean Payton himself said it in between bites of his bagel this morning. I don't know whether he had cream cheese or butter on that bagel, but I also don't think that he's made a decision there on the quarterback. People are assuming Jameis. I'm not so sure that'll be the case. I think Taysom Hill's in the conversation. So we'll see what they wind up doing here moving forward, but I wouldn't be shocked if it were Taysom Hill.
I want to take that because, listen, if you just take Jameis Winston and place him into that offense, it's going to be okay. That offense has got one of the best play callers in the NFL, a top 5 offensive line, a top 3 tailback, a top 3 wide receiver. So he'll be fine. But Sean Payton's got to look at this and go, okay, what's the best way for me to try and steal a game or 2 over this next potential month? Let Taysom Hill start the game and go, okay, I'm going to get this package of 15 or 20 plays that we really haven't unveiled this season yet, that no one has seen us run, that no one's going to be prepared for. It could be a combination of, a traditional Wildcat package, Lamar Jackson type of plays with the Ravens, Josh Allen with the Bills, Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. You can get a 15 or 20 play package to start the football game with Taysom Hill in, and then all of a sudden you could realize we're up 14-0. Because if you guys remember, when the Wildcat came into the NFL, they were blowing out teams right away because teams had no idea how to stop that stuff. So, I think Jameis is going to be the guy to take most of the snaps. Sean Payton, one of the more creative offensive minds in the NFL, he can get creative with Taysom Hill at quarterback to try and jump on teams and gather a lead. So I would not be shocked at all if Taysom Hill actually starts the game at quarterback.
If he starts the game, fine. Okay, that's true. But you can be up 14, but you might get down 14 if things go the wrong way. So I think when you look at it, Jameis Winston's there for a reason. Sean Payton knows Jameis Winston from the division. He understands him. And you got to remember, what offense was Jameis in at Florida State? A very similar offense, pro-style, West Coast offense. So it's not a learning curve at all. And I think a lot of people look at Jameis' 30 interceptions. They look at that. I discount that 30 and bring it down to 20 because bad routes, drop balls by receivers, off the hands of receivers when he was at Tampa Bay. So you sit there and you go, okay, Sean knows that he's the guy. Yeah, you gave Taysom Hill a bunch of money to be a jack of all trades and not necessarily a master of none. But Jameis Winston's future is in Tampa. Sean knows this. I know Sean very well. He doesn't want to change what they do. Think about it last year. This was a conversation. Is it Teddy Bridgewater or is it Taysom Hill? Is it Teddy Bridgewater? He starts with Teddy. Teddy goes 5-0. Yes, Taysom Hill's going to get his touches. He's going to still be a part of the offense. There's no question about it. But Jameis Winston's the quarterback. Let's not make it.
Yeah, now, listen, Marcus, I want to bring you back in, but I do want to point out that Keyshawn Johnson just sided with a quarterback and kind of ripped on some receivers there. Like, did anyone else pick up on that?
Yeah, right. You got to be real when you're on these shows, man. You got to be a good guy. Making stuff up.
There we go. Marcus, what else you want to add?
Well, the first thing is this. When you think about where New Orleans is, and we're talking about what quarterback is going to start, the schedule is favorable. All you have to do is manage these next few games. We saw Teddy go up to Seattle, and we was like, yo, that might be a game they lose because Drew Brees is not playing. These games are very manageable. This is the litmus test for Jameis Winston. You go face the Falcons, I think, twice in this stretch, potentially if Drew Brees is out for a long time. Like, go take care of business, use what the tools around you, and resurrect your career and give yourself a chance to go forward, man.
Yeah, and by take care of business, you mean take care of the football. Jameis, as we all know, has committed the most turnovers, 103, thrown the most picks since entering the league in 2015. We're just getting started on NFL Live. Here's what's on our timeline today for you. Help is on the way for Aaron Rodgers as the Packers head to Indy to take on one of the best defenses in the league. Can anyone slow down